Welcome to 92.9 The Game, sponsored by Arby's. We have the meats. I'm your host, Harris Sideban, alongside my co-hosts, Aiden Yerbach and Luke Yander. And this is your day's NFL Daily Update. Aiden, going into this season, there are many teams with new rookies, new quarterbacks, new receivers, and great defensive players. But there are some of those guys that goes under the radar. What teams do you think go under the radar going into this year's playoffs?
Well, Harris, to really tell you the truth, I really think the Denver Broncos have a chance. This is a team we haven't heard for a while that haven't really had that playoff experience since Manning. I really think putting Jerry Jeudy, if he can stay healthy, putting Cortland Sutton, and my boy Tim Patrick, all right, they will do a tremendous job. I think if Melvin Gordon can stay healthy and show his rookie prime time with the Chargers, I think he will be great. And then with the defense, bringing back Simmons, franchise tagging him, and then Bradley Chubb. This is a great team, Harris. I'm happy to see Denver. I think that whole division with the Raiders bringing in some stuff as well, and then Chargers, all those competing with the Chiefs. But I really like Denver.
Now, you talk about Denver, and, Denver obviously had the huge trade for Russell Wilson over the offseason, and Seattle had one of their worst seasons in the last decade last season. They had a losing year. Russell Wilson was out with a toe injury for many weeks, and he struggled when he was in. Does that improve this season? Does he go back to his normal self, or does he struggle with the Broncos?
Well, I think it will definitely. He needs to have experience. Guys like Tom Brady didn't win a Super Bowl in their first season with Tampa Bay. So just give him a little time. But Russell Wilson is that experienced that he can literally change a franchise just like that. So I think Russell Wilson will have a great year, better than what he had in Seattle. And then the Seahawks, their weapons are nothing compared to Broncos. Broncos are more stable right now. Seahawks are rebuilding. I like Russell Wilson here in Denver.
And I can't disagree with you on that take, because the last time a future Hall of Fame quarterback went to the Denver Broncos was Peyton Manning, and we all know what happened after that. Now, Luke, as I said with Aiden, the NFL playoffs have been a huge controversy over the last year. Last year in that Bills-Chiefs game, the overtime rule made a huge difference in what happened in the end. Now, again, who do you think out of those two teams, the Bills or the Chiefs, is going to come out on top of the AFC?
I'm going to say neither this year. I do like the Bills and I do like the Chiefs. I like the Chargers too. I think the Chargers are a major dark horse in the NFL right now. I don't really think anybody's expecting them to go off this year and win the division, maybe go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to. I think they have a great quarterback. They have a great offense and defense, and they're only getting stronger with their additions this offseason. I really do like the Chargers.
Now, one team neither of you mentioned were the Indianapolis Colts. They had arguably one of the best free agency off seasons this year, adding Stephon Gilmore, Yannick Njoku, Rodney McLeod. So that defense is looking like a top 5 defense in the NFL. I'm thinking that team, after the heartbreaking loss that they had to Jacksonville last year, has to have some kind of comeback this year. What do you think, Aiden?
I absolutely agree with you. I think Matty Ice still has the potential to be great. With him in Atlanta, he really didn't have those targets. But I think the Colts adding those additions to the defense will help out and give Matt Ryan the ball on the offense. I think Michael Pittman will be a tremendous player. And I think the Colts will do a tremendous job. I think Jonathan Taylor is just going to have a beast of a season like he did last year. So I'm looking for the Colts. I definitely think that's a good team, and will definitely, in my opinion, win the AFC West.
Now about.
AFC South, sorry.
All right. Yeah, I completely agree that AFC South is a struggling division outside of the Indianapolis Colts. We have a caller. We have Jack from Detroit. Jack, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem. So what's your question to ask us, Jack?
What do you think the youngest, most improving team in the NFL will be this upcoming season?
The youngest, most improving team in the NFL this season. Aiden?
Oh, I think Miami. That's another team we haven't heard going to the playoffs in a long time. Chase Edmonds, I like that matchup. And then they're bringing in Tyreek Hill and then Jalen Waddle, who was sort of inconsistent in his first games, but now he's showing improvement. I think Tua, he has no problems. He shouldn't have any excuses. I love the Dolphins, and man, that defense is great as well. So I like the Dolphins. I think they're really underrated, and I think they can do really well, especially playing with that the AFC East. I think that's a struggling division, but I like the Dolphins.
I love the Dolphins as well. I think Tua is going to have a breakout season this year after struggling over the last 2 years, and I think we're all ready to see what Tua has to come. Now, Luke, who do you think is going to be the youngest, most outbreaking team this season?
I like the 49ers a lot this year. They're a little bit on the older side on the defensive end, but on offense, they got a rookie quarterback in Trey Lance, second-year running back Elijah Mitchell, second-year Trey Sermon, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk. They're all under 26 years old. So I can see them making a big break in that division. It's a stacked division with the Cardinals, Seahawks, with the Rams, Super Bowl champions. So really, I think they're going to come in second in that division behind the Rams and probably make a good playoff push. I can't see them in the Super Bowl, but I do think they're a very young team and they'll end up being really good.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. But one team no one's really talking about is the New York Jets. They arguably won the NFL draft this year. They drafted a rookie quarterback in Zach Wilson in 2021. They went out and got Garrett Wilson as their wide receiver one. They've got Denzel Mims, and they went out and got Breece Hall at the end of the first round this year. So I'm thinking that the New York Jets could make a push in that AFC East division. Obviously, the Patriots and the Bills are great teams, but I think the Jets could get that 3 spot over the Dolphins realistically and have a 6-7 win game season this year.
And don't forget Elijah Moore. He has been underrated, especially in fantasy. I definitely see him. I saw him working out with Zach Wilson up there in Idaho. He's definitely improving. Him and Garrett Wilson will be great. This was a Jets team that Joe Douglas, he wasn't bringing in the pieces. Now he's starting to use the young ball, right? Zach Wilson should have no excuse. Now I see the Jets. They're not going to be a great playoff team this year, but over time, this is I'm going to be the first one to say it. This will be the Joe Namath days again. Don't forget the Jets. The playoff drought will be over. Zach Wilson is bringing it home.
I cannot disagree. I think Zach Wilson is going to have a breakout year this year after his struggling season last year. But going into our last topic of the day, we had a really disappointing rookie class this year as on the offensive side of the ball. In 2020, we had 4 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. In 2021, we had 5. This year, we only had 1, but we had one of the most stacked receiver classes we've seen in the last decade. Aiden, if you had to take one rookie right now as your pick to win the offensive rookie of the year, who are you taking?
Well, I know this might be a show shocker here, but I'm not taking a wide receiver. I know the wide receiver class was huge. I'm taking this guy. He came out from Michigan State. Kenneth Walker III. I think because the Seahawks, they're definitely trying to improve. I think Drew Lock, he loves to run the ball. Give Kenneth Walker the ball. He will definitely be great. I think that was a steal going into the second round. I like Kenneth Walker. So I think he'll have no problem with the Seahawks, and like you said, the receiving core is not as good, right? But I think Kenneth Walker would be great in Seattle.
Kenneth Walker, the former Doak Walker Award winner, Heisman Trophy nominee. I see that pick 100% as well. I can see that happening. Now, Luke, as I said with Aiden, you have one pick right now to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Breece Hall from the New York Jets. Like you said, it's a stacked wide receiver class. There's so many wide receivers that are going to be competing, going to be good. Usually a quarterback will win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but this year, we've got 2 quarterbacks that could maybe win it. I don't think they will. I think Breece Hall on the Jets offense, they're going to use Michael Carter more as a pass-catching running back, and Breece Hall is like the sole runner. So I think he's going to tally up a ton of yards and really be good for that Jets team this year.
And I'm going with the best wide receiver in this NFL's draft class, the fastest guy, the best route runner in this class. We're going Jamison Williams out of Alabama. I think he's the fastest running back in the wide receiver in the class, the best route running wide receiver in the class. He does have Jared Goff throwing him the ball, but under a weak Detroit Lions offense, he's that guy. And that's going to wrap it up for our daily NFL update on 92.9 The Game, sponsored by Arby's. We have the meats. I'm your host, Harris Seiban, with my co-hosts Aiden Yerbach and Luke Yonder. Have a good day.